Hey, what's up, guys? So I just got off work and I'm gonna make this video as I'm driving home because I think it's the best way to use my time driving home. Well, I gotta pick my girlfriend up from work and then we'll be driving home, but I'm driving to get her now, so I have about 15 minutes. So I just wanted to make a little video here about my thoughts on Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So it seems like this movie is really dividing the fans. It seems like it's right down the middle. You either loved it or you hated it, or at least you say you loved it or you hated it. My girlfriend and I, we went to see it on Thursday afternoon, one of the first showings, and we really enjoyed it. I mean, I won't speak for my girlfriend, but we did talk about it afterwards, and we really enjoyed it. Just off the top, I'll say that I thought Afterlife was better. I think Afterlife is better, but this one was fun, and I think this one is going to be a lot more rewatchable in the long run, because Afterlife is so good up until the last 10 minutes, and then it's a gut punch and everything like that. So it makes it a little bit harder to watch. I've only watched Afterlife, even though I own the DVD. I've only watched Afterlife maybe 4 times. Once in the theater, and then 3 times after, which is including last week when we rewatched Ghostbusters 1, 2, and Afterlife in preparation for Frozen Empire. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I won't, at the beginning, I won't get too much into spoilers. And then I'll get into spoilers later, I'll warn you, so that if you haven't seen it, you won't get anything spoiled. But just with no spoilers involved, I think it was fun. I think anybody that hated it or thought it was terrible or whatever, maybe just had their expectations set a little too high. And I think that's always going to lead to disappointment, because I think a lot of people expected certain things that we didn't see in this movie, and there were people that just in some of the groups that I'm in on Facebook were talking about how they were disappointed because there was a lot in the trailers that didn't even appear in the movie, and stuff, and that's definitely a big negative, big downside to watching all the trailers. First of all, they basically, you know the whole movie before you even go in to see it. But they also add in stuff that either are alternate takes of certain scenes, or scenes that may have gotten cut out of the movie completely, or what have you. Or, they basically just add or put all the really cool stuff in there to obviously entice you to go watch the movie. That's the point. But I've gotten to where it's like, especially if it's a movie that I already know that I'm going to want to go see, like Ghostbusters. I watched the teaser, and then maybe watch one more, but at least the teaser, and then that's all I need. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then, go from there. And then, or just, wait until the movie comes out, and then I go see the movie. So I think a lot of people, kind of did it to themselves with this thing. And then there are certain people that are just being nitpicky about certain aspects. Changes they made to the proton packs, changes they made to this and that. The fact that, that's a spoiler, that's kind of spoilery, so I won't say that, but, I'm trying to think what else I could say that's not in spoiler territory before I move on to spoilers. But just overall, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think Afterlife is better. However, this one's more rewatchable than Afterlife for me. And I think maybe after it comes out on physical media or whatever, that maybe people will, once the hype dies down a little bit, maybe people will come down to earth and be able to watch it and enjoy it and everything like that. But and then without spoiling anything, Patton Oswalt's character was pretty cool. I do like him. My first introduction to him was way back in the King of Queens TV show with Kevin James. And then I think his name was like Kumal. He wasn't as insufferable as I thought. I feel like he's been inserted into a lot of like the geek stuff lately. He was in Eternal, so he's been in a Marvel movie, even though Eternal's pretty much tanked. He's been in a Marvel movie, which he got really ripped for. He was in the Obi-Wan show. So finding out he was in Ghostbusters, I was kind of worried. I was like, oh no, he's gonna, he's just getting in all the geek stuff lately. But he was all right. And then getting into spoiler territory, I'll say. In spoiler territory, so if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want anything spoiled, like, go ahead and stop it now. But in spoiler territory, I will say that Patton Oswalt's character, biggest thing with him was him being a librarian and whatnot. He didn't use gloves on any of this, like these old records, these old books, and the old wax recordings and stuff like that. Wasn't using gloves on any of this, and I'm just like, that's not realistic. You would be fired, or you're just really bad at your job handling all this old stuff, priceless artifacts and whatnot without having the white cotton gloves on. That's just a nitpicky thing. Other than that, I really liked him in the movie. I mean, I like him as an actor, as a comedian as well. In the movie, though, like, he didn't have like a big role or anything like that. I think he was good, and he definitely fit that kind of role as being an old friend of Ray Stantz. So we got that as well. Kumal, and again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, because I'm kind of doing this on the fly, so I can't look it up or anything. His whole thing being kind of like almost built up like the savior of everything was a little bit like, to me, just like, again, I was pleasantly surprised at, because I was worried about him being in this and stuff and being a little bit too, seemed a bit too forced, and it was like, okay, he's all right, he's cool, whatever. And then it turned out, he was the fire master. I wanted to say the fire starter, but no. He's the fire master and everything like that, and kind of thing happened, and it just, I don't know. A nitpicky thing though. It was fine. And there were some missed opportunities, I feel like, with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I think that with they didn't really do much with the ghosts. Like, it was kind of it was advertised as, all the previous ghosts are gonna get set free, and they didn't really do a lot with that. I mean, we saw the library ghost, which was cool, and the fact that there was the interaction with her and Ray, and I was just like, that was cool. Slimer didn't do a whole lot. He was there, and I was thinking they were gonna do like a Ghostbusters, like the real Ghostbusters animated series, and make him a sidekick or something, which they may, that might have been like them kind of doing it, but without it being like, you know, way too, I don't know, comical. And then, but there was missed opportunities with doing any of the old ghosts, or anything like that. They didn't really do anything. And then it's like we kind of had the new one, the Possessor, and Pukey, and they didn't really do a whole lot. They were minions. And then of course we had the little mini puffs back in this one, and they didn't, you know, they did, you know, they did what they do. They're mischievous. And then we had you know, the big baddie Garaka, and as he looked awesome. The design of that was so cool. And it was just, I feel like, you know, some people had said that they felt like, you know, they built it up like it was this big bad, you know, big baddie, and then it really wasn't, they didn't really do anything with it. And I can totally see that. It's sort of like with, I guess, though, you could say the same with Gozer in the first movie, and with Vigo in the second movie. I mean, they didn't do any less, I feel like, with Garaka than they did with those two baddies. But maybe they should have done a little bit more, made us a little bit like, you know, maybe we're gonna see the end of the Ghostbusters. But I'm picking up The Girlfriend now, and that's kind of just my, you know, my quick thoughts on Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So I hope that kind of gives a little bit of what I'm thinking. What? Don't be mean to my box. But that's gonna do. I am making a video. Don't swear in my video. But that's gonna do it. Just some quick thoughts about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and that's gonna do it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all those good things, and I will see you next time. And until next time, stay awesome, keep collecting, keep busting ghosts, because busting makes us feel good.